everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we've got a team that's been great at defending the pass. The Raiders are top 10 at defending the pass. They'll be going up against the Broncos, who will need to solve that secondary.
It's a day, Larry, that fans in these parts will need to savor as we come to you from the East Bay and Oakland, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders. To throw is Wood on first down. Hauled in by Anderson, left side. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 36 yards.
The best passing attacks in the NFL often incorporate the guys out of the backfield catching the football. And that's what we just got on that play. As a primary receiver, not always just a check down, not always a safety valve. Sometimes they just get it to them right away because they have the matchup advantage.
Wood throwing on first down. And that is incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And it's second down. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Wood now operating from the gun. Dumps it off to Fournette. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll try the right side here with Fournette. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Looking to throw. Wood. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And now it's third down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Here's Wood. Throwing on third and long. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So it's our visitors who make the first dent in the scoreboard as they get 3 here on the initial drive of the ball game.
Yeah, it's hard to say who actually won that opening drive. On the one hand, anytime you can come in as a road team and get an early lead, you're going to be thrilled. But at the same time, to have the ball as deep in enemy territory as they did and come away with only 3, that's got to be a little bit of a disappointment.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. A big hit. Knocked out sideways right around the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That's it, baby. Strong right, strong right. Check 50, check 50. Right, Booker T.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. On the screen, this is Coleman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Brian Cushing in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Denver getting set to take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. 2nd down following the incompletion. They'll run with Fournette. Despite a little power on the move, still tackled shy of the 20. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Here we go now.
Now Wood on 3rd down. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl. And
right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Von Miller in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. 2nd down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Wilson. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. From the shotgun, Wilson. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They'll run it with Coleman, and he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Broncos will take over on downs. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice gain.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Busting through contact. Just wasn't a huge hole there for him to operate. Stopped just inside the 35-yard line. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Let's go. Green 39.
To throw is Wood. Off the bootleg. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Wood on 1st and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Anderson. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Wood now looking to throw on 2nd down. The quick slant caught. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. Here's Fournette. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And McManus able to put it through. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So out come the Raiders. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
On 2nd down, Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
The free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And now Oakland ready to take the field. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Got some room at the 30. And he is out of bounds, getting it just shy of the 35. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
Obviously, a big play was needed. And you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a first down, but a big gain to boot.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there of 20 yards. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. Now Wilson on first down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now a play fake here on first down. And going deep for Hill. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all. And I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Second down now after the incompletion.
Hey, watch the lane. Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
Operating from the gun. Wilson. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Von Miller, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. On second down, here's Wilson. Trying to lay one up deep. This is intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
They begin with a run by Fournette. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Back to throw. Wood. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. That'll bring up second down. So 2nd and 10 here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. The Broncos on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Wood. A final shot before break. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the 3rd quarter?
Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, an update from there. And it's an early lead there for the Saints. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there, because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Coleman now. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. Wilson drops it off for Coleman. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. Looking to throw on second down. Wilson. Open man right side is Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Second down following the run. To throw is Wilson. 20. They're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Evan Ingram, his first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders get a score closer. And it's no good. Oh, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
And not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. Looking to throw. Wood. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. After the interception, here's Wilson. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's second down. Well, so they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And, you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. It's those guys on defense who just intercepted the pass who want to break over there. Hey, take care of the football, man.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Here's Wilson. This is caught. And he's brought down. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. It's Coleman here. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Tevin Coleman, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And he's got it up and through. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Fournette running right. And it worked his way across the 30 to the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Off play action. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Carl Lawson able to drop him for a loss of a couple. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw is Wood. From the gun, he'll throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And sensing the momentum maybe changing here a little bit, Charles.
Yeah, this defense is going to get off the field quickly, and their offense got them a touchdown last time they had the ball, so they should get another shot.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Able to push his way through. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball
leader, right?
to make a big play. Yeah. Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing what the play call is.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Give him a 1st down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Slot man moves right. Here's Coleman. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Throwing is Wilson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a third down. The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now Wilson operating from the gun. And Ingram hauls it in. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he's got room. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
An update from down in Southern California. Chargers have just scored, so they extend their lead. Melvin Gordon, a touchdown on the ground in that one. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to have a third down.
19.
From the gun, Wilson. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys and let's see if our receiver can intercept it.
He's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to use his blockers to get this up over to 40. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Got a man. He finds Sanders. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Fournette. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. Play clock winding down. Again, it's Fournette. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
The play clock's running down. A handoff to Fournette. And some room to work. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That one good for 10 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Broncos on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Time running out here on the play clock. They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And the lead is up to 14. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now here come the Raiders. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little?
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Von Miller in there for sack number 127 in his great career, moving him past Kansas City Hall of Famer Derek Thomas on the all-time list. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. Operating from the gun, Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Here's a give to Fournette. And past the 30 down to about the 27. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. They'll need to get the play off quickly. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Three yards left to grab here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Wood looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Anderson. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. Denver has a first down on the 15-yard play. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now Leonard Fournette. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. And McManus able to put it through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. And you figure with that, this game's pretty well out of reach.
It would take a heck of a comeback at this point. Being 3 scores down, I think that's too much to ask with time winding down here in the 4th.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back at the 19. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game, it's been a frustrating one for you.
We'll see if they go back to base. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, Brian Cushing. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Broncos, the win form is number 6 on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns.